Hello everyone, welcome back to MAYANK LAWHOLIC. In this video, we will continue the MCQ series of international organizations. So let's get started from question number 151. Nominations of the persons for election as members of the International Court of Justice is done by option A, the national group in the Permanent Court of Arbitration, option B, the Secretary General of the United Nations, option C, the state parties to the Statute of the International Court of Justice, and option D, a panel of jurists appointed by the General Assembly of the United Nations. Here, correct answer is option A, the national group of the Permanent Court of Arbitration. Question number 152. Person chooses as ad hoc judges are to fulfill the conditions required by the article of the Statute of the International Court of Justice. These articles are option A, Article 2, 17 Clause 2, 20 and 24, option B, Article 2, 20 and 24, option C, Article 2, 17 Clause 2 and 24, and option D, Article 2, 17 Clause 2 and 20. Here, correct answer is option D, that is Article 2, 17 Clause 2 and Article 20. Question number 153. Consider the following statements. First, the International Court of Justice consists of judges who are elected by the General Assembly only. Second, the judges are elected for a term of 9 years and cannot be re-elected after the expiry of the term. Third, any state which is not a member of the United Nations may also become a party to the Statute of the International Court of Justice. Which statement is given above is correct? Here, in question number 153, correct answer is option C, that is third only. The third statement, that is any state who is not a member of the United Nations may also become a party to the Statute of the International Court of Justice, is the correct statement. Question number 154. Who can be the parties in cases before the International Court of Justice? Option A, individuals, option B, states, option C, General Assembly and Security Council, option D, specialized agencies of the UN. Here, correct answer is option B, that is states. Question number 155. A judge of the International Court of Justice can be dismissed by Security Council, B, General Assembly on the recommendation of the Security Council, C, unanimous opinion of the other judges of the court, and option D, unanimous decisions of the General Assembly. Here in question number 155, correct answer is option C, that is unanimous opinion of the other judges of the court. Question number 156. Point out the correct answer. A member of the International Court of Justice cannot be dismissed unless option A, in the unanimous opinion of the other members, he has ceased to fulfill the required conditions. B, an inquiry commission constituted by the Secretary General on the recommendations, his dismissal. C, his dismissal is recommended by the Security Council. D, the government of the state of which he is a national recommends his dismissal. Here, correct answer is option A. In the unanimous opinion of the other members, he has ceased to fulfill the required condition. Question number 157. A decision of the ICJ has a binding effect on option A, parties alone in that particular case, option B, the states in the similar situation, C, national courts in the similar circumstances, D, interveners who were not original parties in the particular case. Here, correct answer is option A, that is parties alone in the particular case. Question number 158. Indicate the correct answer. Option A, a decision of the International Court of Justice has option A, no binding force, B, no binding force except between the parties of the case, option C, binding force on all the members of the United Nations, and option D, no binding force except between the parties and in the respect of that particular case. Here, correct answer is option D, that is no binding force except between the parties and in respect of that particular case. Question number 159. Which article of the Statute of the International Court of Justice provides that the decision of the court has a binding force only between the parties and in respect of that particular case? Option A, Article 38, option B, Article 41, option C, Article 59, and option D, Article 61. Here, correct answer is option C, that is Article 59. Question number 160. Which one of the following sources has not been listed in the Statute of the International Court of Justice? Option A, treaties, option B, customs, option C, precedent, and option D, writings of jurists. Correct answer here is option C, that is precedent. Question number 161. International custom has been recognized as a source of international law by the Statute of the International Court of Justice under option A, Article 38, option B, Article 28, option C, Article 18, and option D, Article 48. Correct answer here is option A, that is Article 38. Question number 162. International Court of Justice can use its power to decide a disputes ex equo et bono. Option A, at its own discretion. Option B, when authorized by the General Assembly. Option C, with the permission of the Security Council. And option D, with the consent of the parties. Here, correct answer is option D, that is with the consent of the parties. Question number 163. Which one of the following is not included in the Article 38 of the Statute of the International Court of Justice? Option A, judicial decisions. Option B, decisions of the arbitral tribunals. Option C, juristic works. And option D, international treaties. Correct answer here is option B, that is decisions of the arbitral tribunals. Question number 164. Which, according to the clause 1st of the Article 38 of the Statute of the International Court of Justice, is a subsidiary means for determining the rules of law that can be applied by the International Court of Justice? Option A, principles of equity. Option B, teachings of the most highly qualified publicists of various nations. C, principles of natural law. And D, the general principles of the law recognized by civilized nation. Here in question number 164, correct answer is option B, that is teachings of the most highly qualified publicists of various nations. Question number 165. Which one of the following is applied by the International Court of Justice as subsidiary means for the determination of rule of law? Option A, international custom. Option B, judicial decisions. Option C, general principles of the law recognized by civilized nation. And option D, equity. Correct answer here is option B, that is judicial decisions. Question number 166. There has been no change in the number of members of which of the principal organ of the United Nations since its establishment? Option A, General Assembly. Option B, Security Council. Option C, Economic and Social Council. And option D, International Court of Justice. Correct answer here is option D, that is International Court of Justice. Question number 167. In which of the following the International Court of Justice will have jurisdiction? Option A, any case which the party to a dispute referred to it. Option B, all matters specially provided for its treaties, conventions it force. C, all matters in which the Security Council refers to it. And D, all matters of violation of human rights by states. Here correct answer is option B, that is all matters specially provided for its treaties or conventions in force. Question number 168. The judgment of the International Court of Justice is to be signed by option A, the President and the Registrar of the Court. B, all the judges who heard the case. C, only by the President of the Court. And D, only by the Registrar of the Court. Here correct answer is option A, the President and the Registrar of the Court. Question number 169. Advisory opinion of the International Court of Justice. Option A is binding on the organization or organ which has requested it. B, lacks in the binding force of judgment. C, may be subject to judicial review. And D, is appealable. Here in question number 169, correct answer is option B, that is lacks the binding force of judgment. Question number 170. Who can request the International Court of Justice to give an advisory opinion on any legal question? Option A, any member of the United Nations, the highest court of justice of any nation, the General Assembly of the United Nations, any permanent member of the Security Council. Correct answer here is option C, that is the General Assembly of the United Nations can seek the advisory opinion on any legal question. Question number 171. In the event of a dispute as to whether the International Court has jurisdiction or not, the matter shall be settled by option A, Security Council. Option B, General Assembly. Option C, decision of the International Court of Justice. And option D, none of the above. Here in question number 171, correct answer is option C, that is decisions of the International Court of Justice. Question number 172. The optional clause in para 2 of Article 36 of the Statute of the International Court of Justice is related to option A, voluntary jurisdiction, compulsory jurisdiction, advisory jurisdiction, none of the above. Correct answer here is option B, that is compulsory jurisdiction. Question number 173. A non-member of the United Nations can become a member of the Statute of the International Court of Justice. Option A, on the recommendation of the General Assembly alone. Option B, on the recommendation of the Security Council alone. Option C, on the conditions to be laid down by the General Assembly on the recommendation of the Security Council. And option D, on the recommendation of the Secretary General. Here in question number 173, correct answer is option C, that is on the conditions to be laid down by the General Assembly on the recommendations of the Security Council. Question number 174. Who out of the following is entrusted with the task of enforcement of judgment of the International Court of Justice? Option A, the General Assembly of the United Nations, the Secretary Council of the United Nations, both the General Assembly and Security Council of the United Nations, the International Court of Justice itself. Here in question number 174, correct answer is option B, that is the Security Council of the United Nations. Question number 175. Does United Nations as an organization has the capacity to bring international claim against a state in the International Court of Justice? Option A, yes, because United Nations is also deemed to be state. Option B, no, because International Court of Justice is open to the state parties to statute only. C, yes, because United Nations has a legal personality. And D, none of the above is correct. Here correct answer is option C, yes, because United Nations has a legal personality.